Hi, and welcome to another edition of Focus St. Charles County. I'm Scott Drochnik. Thank you so much for joining us. Hopefully you've made some really cool resolutions for this new year. One that we've got for you for this episode is how you can be a better you in 2014. We're going to talk about volunteer opportunities, health and fitness, as well as some neat things that are happening through the St. Charles County Community Health and Environment Department. We're going to look at their three divisions, which include public health, environmental health and protection, and humane services. These are the facilities and the services that help keep you and I healthy, as well as the community at large. As we look at public health to start things off, we're going to find out how they're involved with everything from immunization clinics to WIC to vital records, as well as disaster preparedness. Here to tell us more about public health is Julie Eckstein, the director of the St. Charles County Community Health and Environment Department.
The St. Charles County Department of Community Health and the Environment has three divisions. It's a very fun place to be. We have the Division of Public Health, which is one that a lot of people think about. We also have the Division of Environmental Health and Safety, and also the Division of Humane Services, which is one that people don't always recognize as being as part of our department. So our Division of Public Health is one that's here and ready to help you with any of those kind of things. We offer a variety of services that can be helpful, whether you're talking about needing some education about health. We have a health educator that can go out to your organization or to schools, all kinds of different places, and provide some information, whether it's about smoking cessation or about nutrition or other things like that. We also have a lot of services that are provided here in our building that people can take advantage of. We have an STD clinic. STD stands for sexually transmitted diseases. So if anyone has concerns, having any symptoms you're not sure about, you can sure give us a call and talk to a nurse practitioner or a nurse and find out if you're appropriate candidate to come into our STD clinic. If you're interested in making an appointment or finding out about that, you can either do that through a phone call or through our website, and we'll give you information about that. But we also have services, two other clinics, as we call them here in the building. One is our WIC clinic. So if you have a child or if you're pregnant and you want to ensure that you have good nutrition and a healthy pregnancy, that would be a great program for you. So if a healthy you might entail a new child in the new year, please think of the WIC program. There are eligibility qualifications for that program, but it's really a wonderful service to ensure that you have a healthy pregnancy, a healthy birth, and a child that has the nutrition that they need. So in addition to the WIC program, then, we also have an immunization clinic. Immunizations are such an important part of staying healthy, whether it's for you as an adult or if it's for your kids. So a lot of the childhood immunizations, you might have heard from your pediatrician what the list is that your child needs to get at different intervals during their growth period. So you can come in and get those immunizations here at the clinic. And also we provide adult immunizations. So you might have heard, you need a tetanus shot. Those nasty rusty nails that you might step on, or whooping cough is an important one these days, and that's pertussis and the Tdap shot that we give. So if you're going to be around kids a lot, maybe grandparents, and you want to ensure that you have healthy environment for your grandchildren, please make sure you're up to date on immunizations like that Tdap, and you can come get that from us as well. One of the very important roles of our Division of Public Health is investigating any kind of outbreak, potentially, and we call those communicable diseases. And it's really important that if we find out any information through our area hospitals that we've gotten a positive lab result, for example, through a doctor's office or a lab, then we definitely jump into action. The purpose of this is to ensure that the community stays healthy. We don't want any diseases to be spread from one person to another. So we do investigations. We have an epidemiologist here in the department who's in charge of that, who leads the pack. And working with our communicable disease nurses, they try to find out what has been the cause of that illness and how can we prevent that from spreading to anyone else in the community. So that's a very, very important program. Another one that's similar in keeping people healthy and keeping people safe is our emergency preparedness and bioterrorism program. That one, sounds a little bit more scary, and actually the implications can be scary of something like that. You see on the news sometimes things that have happened, whether it's a chemical that has been found to be in the air or things that happen like at the Boston Marathon being terrorism acts. So we try very, very hard to make sure that our plans are in place. How would we prepare for a situation like that? But even more important is how do we prevent situations like that? So we are constantly doing what we call in public health surveillance, making sure that we are watchful for any signs, symptoms in the community for things that might be happening. And we encourage encourage you as members of our community to be watchful as well and give us a call. If you ever think that something doesn't look right, something that's out of place, please make sure that you let us know so we can follow up. And we work hand in hand with law enforcement and our emergency preparedness staff in other parts of the county, emergency management staff, and make sure that we have a good team approach, working with others in the community as well and community organizations to keep your community safe. One of the most popular programs that we provide here in the department is through our program of vital records. People may not know what that word means, but vital records basically are birth certificates and death certificates. So something that brings people into our department very, very frequently. So if you ever need a birth certificate and you were born here in the state of Missouri, it's likely that we're going to be able to provide that for you. It's a very quick and easy process. Just takes usually about 10 minutes or so. Come in and fill out an application, pay by cash or check, and we can give you that birth certificate right here. Similarly, death certificates. So unfortunately, if you've experienced a death in your family and need a death certificate for the follow-up and closure of so many things, whether it be an insurance policy or to verify that the person has passed away, you can come in here and we'll also provide that death certificate. If anyone needs further information about the services we provide here, or if you'd like to make an appointment with any of our clinics, just feel free to give us a call at 636-949-7400 or visit us on the web as well. The county website provides great information. You can drill down to our department and find out about all of our services.
Julie, thank you so much. Appreciate all that information. Well, folks, within the St. Charles County Community Health and Environment Department, there's a Division of Environmental Health and Protection. These are the folks who handle the restaurant inspections, and they put the scores online, as well as other regulatory issues that are designed to keep you and me safe in the community. Things like looking over daycares and sanitation, even fighting those pesky mosquitoes. Well, here to tell us more about it, once again, is Julie Eckstein, the Director of the St. Charles County Community Health and Environment Department.
The St. Charles County Department of Community Health and the Environment has 3 divisions, and one of them is the Division of Environmental Health and Protection. It's a very important part of overall public health. In that division, we do some really interesting things. One of the things that's most visible to people is the inspection of restaurants. We really try to be partners with restaurants to ensure that they are providing safe and healthy food for you, and that all of their processes around food preparation and storage and things like that are going to ensure that, again, you have safe foods. So we work closely with them, but what's interesting as a consumer is you can go on our website and check out the scores that any restaurant has received and find out if there are things that they need to improve upon as a food establishment, and we provide all that information at no cost online. One of the other things that's very important for consumers to know that is a service here in our community, which isn't provided in every community, is our recycling facilities. We have 2 recycling centers. One is at 94 in the Kisker area, just right in that area, and the other is out in Wentzville. At both of those facilities, you can drop off a lot of the household things that you have and don't need anymore. For some, there's a small fee, and others are free of charge. But anything from appliances of all kinds. We get a lot of computers these days. As technology expands so rapidly and improves, people need a place to dispose of those. We recently had a program partnership to even dispose of mattresses. Now that's a special program that isn't ongoing at those facilities, but we do try to have specialized programs as well. Household hazardous waste can be brought to the one facility, our Recycle Works Central. And those are things that you might have hanging out in your garage or your shed, anything from paints and stains to other liquid products that can be dangerous if left in those kind of environments. So please feel free to give us a call to get more information or to look on our website for the list of things that are acceptable at those facilities. And we're glad to help you out to keep a clutter-free, safe garage. Our Division of Environmental Health and Protection also is involved with several other regulatory programs that fulfill our ordinances here in St. Charles County. We are involved with the daycare facilities, for example, to ensure that any place that is going to have our precious children in this community are safe. So the child care facilities, also tattoo parlors and tanning facilities, things like that, as well as very different kinds of organizations that are energy related. So Ameren and other providers like that, the sanitation providers, and those with the dump trucks that come pick up your trash, all of those, the trash haulers, are also those that we regulate to ensure that everything in our community is as safe as possible related to our environment. There are a couple other things as well that division does. Sometimes people aren't very responsible in the community and they might dump some things in places that are illegal. So we get those phone calls as well to say that there's been some illegal dumping, and then we'll go work in cooperation with a couple of other departments here in county government to ensure that everything is picked up, disposed of properly, and then a clean environment for all of us. One of the programs that division does that really is seen mostly during the summer is what we call vector control, but most of that is related to mosquitoes. So we want to ensure that we have the smallest amount of mosquitoes possible, especially when West Nile virus might be a potential disease that can be gotten from mosquitoes. So if you ever have any issue with mosquitoes in your neighborhood, feel free to give us a call. We try to be very proactive and make sure that any areas that have standing water are always well taken care of with the sprays and larvicides that we use to kill both the adult mosquitoes as well as their young. And in addition to being proactive, we really take our cues from you. So if we get complaints that there are a large number of mosquitoes in any of the areas that we treat, we're glad to rush right out and make sure that we can take care of that problem for you. One of the most important things for people to know is we're always here and ready to serve you. If there's information we can help provide you, please give us a call or go to our website. Our phone number is 949-7400 here in the 636 area code. Or please go to the county's website and you can choose Department of Community Health and the Environment from the department drop down and get specific information about us.
Thanks, Julie. Appreciate that, and I'll be checking out my local restaurant soon. Well, folks, don't go away. We're going to be right back, and when we do, we're going to talk about volunteer opportunities.
Bring out the action hero in you. Be part of the greatest action movie ever. Show us how you train and eat like an action hero. Join in at actionheroalliance.com.
Welcome back to Focus St. Charles County, and we continue to talk about you being a better you in 2014. So far, we've turned our attention to two of the divisions within the St. Charles County Department of Community Health and Environment. Now we're going to look at the Division of Humane Services, what's also known as the Pet Adoption Center. This is a great place to volunteer, especially if you're an animal lover, because you can not only be a front desk greeter, someone who helps with cleaning, you can even play with the animals, which helps give them health and exercise, and you as well. And the neat thing about being a volunteer at the Pet Adoption Center is that you can set your own hours, how often you want to work, and even what days you want to work. Here to tell us more about volunteer opportunities at the Pet Adoption Center is Brenda Klingler, one of the animal control officers.
There are many reasons to volunteer at the Pet Adoption Center. While the Pet Adoption Center does have a paid staff, volunteers play a crucial role in keeping our animals healthy, happy, and adoptable. We have many volunteer opportunities available to people at the Pet Adoption Center based on what their interests and skills are. One of the most fun ones is to work with walking and exercising the dogs, socializing cats that may be fearful when they first come into the shelter. Fostering is very, very important to helping get animals ready to be adopted. There's always dogs and cats that need grooming and bathing. We are looking for people who would be interested in being adoption counselors and helping people select the right animals. People can do something as simple as being a front lobby greeter. People with photography skills can take great photos of our animals, which go onto the internet and help our animals get seen by more people. They can do something as simple as helping clean the kennels. Sometimes when we're short-staffed, volunteers are vitally important in helping get our animals' kennels cleaned and ready for the day. And then, of course, one of the most important jobs is the piles of laundry and dishes that need to be taken care of every day. We are always looking for people to help our veterinary staff with prepping animals for surgery and helping after surgery when the animals are recovering. The volunteer hours are very flexible at the Pet Adoption Center. People can arrive as early as 8 a.m. when the staff arrives to start their cleaning for the day, and they can stay and volunteer as late as 5:30 in the evening when the staff leaves for the day. The Pet Adoption Center is open 6 days a week, but we still come in to clean on Sundays, and volunteers are welcome to come in during those times as well. The most important qualification for being a volunteer at the Pet Adoption Center is to have a compassion for animals. We do ask that our volunteers be 17 years of age and attend a short orientation process. Some of the jobs that volunteers may want to do require a little bit of ongoing training to prepare them for those jobs. There are many ways that people can actually apply to become a volunteer. You can come into the shelter and pick up an application in person. We can fax or mail it to somebody, or you can apply online.
Brenda, thank you so much for that information, and we hope you get a lot of volunteer interest down at the Pet Adoption Center. Well, folks, please keep in mind, you can volunteer in a variety of ways throughout St. Charles County, and specifically, we want to talk about those opportunities which are endless in the Parks and Recreation Department. Here you can stay healthy and have an impact on the environment through beautification, or taking your community group out and doing a service project which can be customized to your interest, or taking part in trail work days. There are also opportunities where volunteers can donate money, buy commemorative items, or even sponsorship opportunities. Here to tell us more about it is Nancy Gomer, the marketing coordinator for the St. Charles County Parks and Recreation Department.
Well, we want you to come out and be a part of our regional parks system. By volunteering, you're helping us build this legacy for all to enjoy. You know, the St. Charles County Parks and Recreation Department has so many volunteer opportunities throughout the Parks District. We have 10 parks currently open to the public and 5 in reserve. So the opportunities are endless to come out and volunteer with us. We do have some real popular volunteer opportunities, building trails. Believe it or not, there's an art to building our trail system, and that's what we promote is recreation naturally. So our trails are one of our biggest assets in our parks. In addition to building trails, we also have many opportunities for volunteers to come out and help us with our activities and special events throughout the year. We have lots of groups, Cub Scout, Boy Scout groups, church groups, businesses, school groups who want to come out and volunteer on a daily basis or monthly basis. Actually, we can provide you with opportunities that suit your organization. It doesn't have to be something that's on our list or our brochure, our volunteer brochure. You can come out, for instance, and say, hey, you know, I need stewardship hours. Bear Academy School, their freshman class, they have a natural resource stewardship or a nature stewardship that they have to fulfill for the year. So they come out once a week during the spring and fall, and they help us with our natural resources, beautifying and maintaining them throughout that span of time that they're with us. In addition to trail building and helping us manage and beautify our natural resources, we're always looking for volunteers to come out and help us with our historical interpretive areas. Whether you're a tour guide in one of our historical homesteads in our parks, or if you're just helping us with an activity, a historical activity, we always welcome your help. Your generous talent and time is always welcome. We have lots of volunteer opportunities scheduled throughout the year. If you go to our website, we have an activity, a parks activity calendar, and you can look up any activity that a group or an individual might want to help us out with. For instance, trail building work days. We usually have about 4 of those per year. We also have our bush honeysuckle roundup, which is in November. That really helps us eliminate the invasive bush honeysuckle from throughout our parks district. Again, you can go to our parks activity calendar and visit us at www.stccparks.org. Look up on our activity calendar and choose an activity that you want to help volunteer with. For those volunteers who might not have a lot of time but have the monetary funds to help the St. Charles County Parks Department, we welcome your generous donations by becoming a partner with the St. Charles County Parks Department and sponsoring some of our events or programs throughout the year. The sponsorship opportunities range from a legacy sponsor, a pioneer sponsor, or a friend of the park sponsor. You can also donate product. We're also always looking for product sponsors to help us with our programs throughout the year. In addition to those sponsorships, we have our commemorative tree program, which is really a great way to remember somebody or to highlight a great event in your life. You can pick a certain tree from our variety of trees. Let us know what kind of information you want on the plaque, and then we plant it for you. And it's something that is going to be standard in our parks for years to enjoy. We also have our commemorative brick program, and that is available throughout the year. If you're interested in getting a brick engraved that will be placed at our youth activity park, it's $150, and it's a way to give back to not only the Parks Department, but to let the community know that you care. The St. Charles County Parks and Recreation Department is getting a lot of interest in commemorative benches. We're getting the calls from the public inquiring about these new benches, so we are working on a new program, and you will soon see commemorative benches available for you to purchase either as a corporation or an individual throughout our Parks District. We just had a sponsor who donated, graciously donated, a live eagle for our Bald Eagle Winter Watch. So that's the kind of sponsorships that the Parks Department is very interested in, helping to educate the public and promoting not only nature but history. The St. Charles County Parks and Recreation Department is always interested in having volunteers help us build our legacy. We are a growing parks district and we need your assistance. So please give us a call. You can contact me at the Parks Department at 636-949-7535, or you can email us at parks@sccmo.org.
Nancy, thank you so much. That sounds wonderful. Well, folks, don't go away. When we come back, we're going to talk about setting goals as well as recreational opportunities for health and fitness in the Parks and Recreation Department. So don't go away.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today. Visit fatherhood.gov to learn more.
Welcome back to Focus St. Charles County. We are talking about you becoming a better you in 2014. So far, we have visited with the folks at the St. Charles County Community Health and Environment Department to find out about the facilities and services that they provide that help you be healthy, and me as well. We've also talked about the humane services and how people can be involved as volunteers in pet adoption or in the parks and other areas. Now we want to turn our attention to wellness, fitness, and exercise. And you have lots of opportunities to do that, whether you're a youngster or an adult, in St. Charles County because of the variety of parks and recreational facilities that we have. From the trails that are paved and unpaved, even to the pet parks, and for something out of the ordinary, the Youth Activity Park. Well, here to tell us more about how you can be healthy and get some exercise along with your pets is Kent James, the supervisor of the Youth Activity Park.
The St. Charles County Parks Department offers a host of different activities and lots of amenities within the parks for people to go out and enjoy. At various different parks, we offer both play for adults and kids, whether it be natural surface trails, paved trails. Also, some of our parks do link up to the Katy Trail, where you can get down on the Katy Trail and walk the Chat Trails. We also offer some different things for kids as far as playgrounds. We have the Certified Nature Explorer Classroom up at Town Park, and lots of playgrounds throughout the park system. We have over 36 miles of natural surface trails that are open for multi-use. The different park areas do have different uses allowed, and you can check our website at www.stccparks.org to find a park near you and find which uses are permitted. But our multi-use trails do allow hikers, bikers, and equestrian users to all use the trails simultaneously, but some of our trails are limited to just hikers and bikers. Along with our natural surface trails in our parks, we also have about 6 miles of paved surface trails that are located throughout the park system. Users can check our website for more details about the park locations near you. As park guests come out to the park and are utilizing the open areas, they will notice that as they walk throughout the park, there's plenty of spots to pull over at the playground areas. We've got a variety of different playgrounds, from small play spots to large group playgrounds, where kids of all ages are welcome to go out and enjoy the different playground settings that we have spread throughout our park locations. For citizens that are looking for other opportunities to get out and exercise, St. Charles County Parks does host a variety of alternative recreational opportunities, such as our indoor rock climbing wall at the Youth Activity Park, or our outdoor skate park, which features 33,000 square foot of skatable surface that is open for BMX riders, scooters, rollerblades, ripsticks, and skateboards as well. Also out at Quail Ridge Park, we have an 18-hole disc golf course that's been in operation for quite a few years, but we have just recently had a grand opening on our new 18-hole disc golf course up at Indian Camp Creek Park, which features multiple tee boxes as well as pin placements that will change throughout the season. For those of you that are looking for exercise for not only you, but for your furry friends, we also offer a couple different opportunities at our local dog parks. At Quail Ridge Park, we have a 1.5 acre fenced-in area that also has a small dog area that's separated off to the side. Park users can go and relax and let their dogs run off leash. And then also over at Bromelsick Park, which is one of our newer parks that opened, we've just completed an expansion of the dog park, which features 3.5 acres of fenced-in area for dogs to come out and play. At that park, the dog park does have a lake as well as a dock for dogs that like to jump into the ponds or go for a swim. The county park system offers a variety of organized recreational opportunities for local citizens as well as people from other areas. Out at the Youth Activity Park, we host a variety of skate lessons and BMX lessons for kids and adults that are new to the sport of skateboarding, rollerblading, and BMX riding. For other users that like to utilize the other parks, we have some scheduled trail runs, which is our Wild in the Woods Trail Run series, small competition of local runners that come out and compete. We also have our guided moonlight bike rides that utilize our natural surface trails throughout the park system. And each of those events are running monthly for the bike rides. Park system also offers Take a Kid Mountain Biking Day, which gets kids involved in the mountain biking scene. Kids can come out and learn some new riding skills so that they can take to the trails. And then also for your furry friends, again, we have our annual special event out at the off-leash dog area at Bromelsick Park called our Paws in the Park event, where all the community dog owners can come out and celebrate with their furry friends with a great day at the park. And citizens wanting to learn more about the park programs or park amenities can call us at the Parks office at 636-949-7535, or they can visit the web at www.stccparks.org.
Kent, thank you so much for that great information. Can't wait for some warmer weather to get out and start enjoying those parks. Well, now we want to talk about setting goals, like the one I just mentioned about getting into the parks. And if setting a goal can be a difficulty for you, as it can be for me sometimes, that's why it's important for us to seek some outside advice, because setting goals can help us lead to success, growing our self-confidence, and a whole lot more. That's why we're turning some attention over to Tom Hill. He's a local expert, a life coach, a speaker, an author, and a whole lot more.
Well, the old saying is that if you don't have a roadmap and don't know where you're going, any road will get you there. So goal setting really helps you become the best you. I think we have a moral obligation to be the very best person we can be with, the God-given talents that we have. So goal setting becomes really, really important. And a lot of it has to do with the way the brain's wired, which is another whole subject course. Here's my theory and what I teach and do seminars on is there's a computer law called Moore's Law, and it's Gordon Moore, co-founder of Intel, and multi-billionaire, and he said in 1965 the speed of a computer chip is going to double every 18 months. And I got thinking, wow, that's interesting. So I started studying successful people and found about every 18 months something clicked when people really get focused and get on their goals. So it's what we call SMART goals. Your goals need to be specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. So what I tell people to do, and I've been doing this since 1994, set your goals for 6 years. What would you really like to accomplish in the next 6 years in your life? And then do 3 years. What are you going to do in the next 3 years to get you to your 6 year? And then 18 months. And if people will stay on that, they'll exceed. I've watched this over and over. They'll exceed what they wrote down. They can't dream big enough once they get on the path. So I say don't set lifetime goals, but set them in those increments. And then each year you renew them and upgrade them, and it just works. So the real key is having somebody that will hold you accountable. And generally a spouse is not the best person. Generally a close friend or a mentor or whatever that's going to hold you accountable. And so what I encourage people to do is you write down your goals and then every morning review them. Just read through them, and every evening before you go to bed, review them. And then have that accountability partner, and it works. Well, of course, there's probably 1,000 books or maybe 1 million books on goal setting. Everybody's got their theory on it. But in our case, I hired a lady to take all my stuff. There's nothing new. It's all how it's packaged. Whether it's Tony Robbins or Jim Rohn or whoever it is. And we created 52 consecutive lessons. So if folks are really interested and want to go through the process, go to TomHillInstitute.com, click on Start, and there they are, ready to go for 52 weeks. Every Monday morning, they'll get a lesson and takes them through that. But having that accountability partner and really, really being committed to being the very best you that you can be. My theory is two things. One idea well executed can change your life forever. It could be a health idea, it could be a business idea, and the second thing is, we were talking about networking, one person who's attracted to you because of who you become can change your life forever. So a combination of all those things, and it's not brain surgery, it's not rocket science, it just works. You know, probably the one book that changed more lives in the last 100 years than any book outside the Bible is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And Napoleon says there's 13 principles of success, and if you understand these. And then he wrote another book in 1938, and it's called Outwitting the Devil. It just came out 2 years ago. And so reading those books, having those goals set, and then review them, and then somebody holds you accountable. And it worked. It's just amazing. You know, there's two things, really. If you understand the principles of success, you know, Napoleon Hill said there's 13, John Mark Templeton, the Templeton Fund, said there's 100, you know, whatever they are. What are the principles for you? And then have the discipline to apply them. The end results are almost inevitable. Now we're creating what we call the Tom Hill Institute. Just launched it about 12 months ago. And we started these lessons, we launched them in January. 5,000 people signed up in 14 countries in all 50 states. It went viral, and it just works.
Tom, thank you so much for all that wonderful advice and life coaching. Well, folks, we hope that you found out a lot today about how you can be a better you in 2014, because that's all the time we have for this particular episode. Thank you for joining us. I'm Scott Drachnik, and please join us again as we continue to focus on St. Charles County.